Hey everyone, this is John from UNLV Telecom with another tutorial video. In this video, I will demonstrate receiving a fax using the UNLV eFax application. In order to use the eFax application, you need to be on a UNLV network. So that means you either need to be on campus or connected to your UNLV VPN. Alright, let's get started. Most users will be notified by email when a fax arrives for their department or personal fax line. The fax notification email can be sent to a group or individual email address depending on your department's eFax configuration. There are some other options for what the system can do when a new fax arrives, but they will not be covered in this video. If you're interested in exploring these options, contact the UNLV Telecom Help Desk. The fax notification email identifies the extension that received the fax, the time it was received, the fax sender, and the number of pages in the fax. The email also contains a link to the eFax application so that you can quickly log in and retrieve your fax. This video assumes that you're already familiar with logging into eFax. If you're not, please watch my login and initial setup video. After you're logged in, your new fax will show up under the Faxes menu item in either your individual or department inbox, depending on your configuration. The number of new faxes will be displayed inside parentheses to the right of the inbox menu item. Click on the inbox item to display the faxes in that inbox. The new faxes will be displayed in bold text. Double-click on the fax to review the fax image. There are several options for what you can do with the fax after it's been received. These options can be limited by your department's administrators. So, if you see an option in this video that's not available to you when you log in, it's because your department has limited that function. If you think you need the missing function, it can be added with your department's approval. On the fax image screen, the menu bar across the top displays the options that are available to you. You can click the download or print icons to download or print the fax. The 3 dots more icon provides some additional options, like forwarding the fax, marking it as unread, moving or copying the fax to a different folder within the application, reviewing the history of the fax, or deleting the fax. Based on how your department has configured your access, you might also be able to annotate the fax from within the application. If you have the access, click the paintbrush icon to annotate the fax. Within the annotation screen, click the relevant icons to add text, change the color of your annotations, add highlights, add freeform lines or text, add boxes, add lines, and add arrows. You can also redact portions of the fax, and add images. If you need to move any of the annotations that you've added to the fax image, use the select and pan icons. To save your changes and overwrite the original fax image, click Save. To cancel your changes and revert to the original fax, click Cancel. To go back to the main fax inbox screen, click the Back to Fax List link. One item I have not covered yet is the Fax Notes field. The Notes field allows you to manually add data that will stay associated with the fax after you save your changes. These fields are highly configurable and can be adjusted to meet your department's requirements. The Notes field will also be used to send faxes to Rebel Docs. This will be important for users that receive faxes that contain content covered by the university's document retention policy. Rebel Docs is the campus-provided document retention service that is available for all current UNLV employees. The entire fax document retention process will be covered in detail in a separate video. To edit the Notes fields, double-click on the fax in the main inbox screen, and then in the Notes panel on the right, add text in the available fields. Be sure to click the Save button to save your changes. Back on the fax inbox screen, when you mouse over a fax, you can see that some of the functions I went over earlier are also available on this screen. You can edit the Notes field, download the fax, and if you click the 3 dots more icon, view the fax image, forward the fax, mark it as unread, move or copy the fax to another folder, view the history of the fax, print the fax, or delete it. Also, on the panel on the right side of the fax inbox window, you can view the fax image. You can view the fax image in a pop-up window by clicking the Quick View button, or click the Full View button to open it in the fax image screen for editing. You can also view the fax details and the notes associated with the fax. And that covers the basics of receiving a fax with UNLV eFax. Thank you for watching. Be sure to watch my other eFax videos that cover sending a fax, managing contacts, and login and initial setup. If you have any questions regarding UNLV eFax, please contact the UNLV Telecom Help Desk.